Number one, they display the number one trust mark on the internet, the verified trust seal apparently on search engines. Has anyone ever seen this? Ever? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. I guess it'll be. Oh yeah, exactly. No, it's on search engines. That wouldn't be on my site. So stands out in search results. Okay, that's kind of the same thing. Protects visitors and your site from malware. So it scans your site for malware so that when Google comes and scans your site for malware, they'll find it first. So they're believing that they're going to be better than Google at scanning your site. They're going to catch it before Google does, alert you, you're going to fix it, and then Google won't mark you as a malware site.
So let me get this straight.
Except for the fact that Google probably wouldn't have found it in the first place if they're going to be the ones finding it, right?
So you're singing Google's praises?
No. I'm definitely not doing that.
You just said how great Google was at finding stuff.
They're pretty excellent. Those guys rock.
Every time our snake says Google, a kitten dies.
Anyone work for Google here?
Would you really raise your hand if you did at this point?
Yeah, really? Oh, you liar.
I'm not 21 either, are you?
I met someone who worked for Google once.
Yeah?
Yeah. It was great.
Don't ask, don't tell.
Yeah, no, I think they were a PhD or something. They had to solve one of those quizzes on the billboard.
That's where he got the panties. They confirm your identity, apparently, and they offer free technical support. So congratulations. You can pay $300 a month for that crap.
How much does something like this cost?
Our snail. At 300? Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
$300 a month.
Wow.
No, sorry. $300 a year. Wow, I misread that. Yeah, good deal. Exactly. So I just had to bring in the narcissistic vulnerability pimp here. But one of my favorite parts about this is we really need to clean up our language, and then
fucking A, we do.
In that order, not like one after the other. Oh, that guy's awesome. I love that guy. Snake oil, named after me. LifeLock. Love this guy. God. I wish I could be this guy. This is so awesome. He makes a shitload of money getting owned. This is awesome. Except for that one instance.
So you guys know he was convicted for identity theft against his own father, right?
Really?
Yeah,
was he?
for real.
Is that where,
That guy's awesome.
is that where you got the idea for LifeLock from? Huh. If the government wants to send me to jail for this, maybe other people will pay for it too.
So, yeah, that guy's awesome. So my favorite fail for this year, I know it's not technical, but my favorite one was BP. Those guys are awesome. Man, holy crap. So first of all, they say it's 5,000 barrels a day. Then it's like 12,000. And then it's like 35,000. And then it's like 100,000 a day. And then, so what's the difference? But there's no plume because oil floats. So you don't have to worry about that thing, right? And then it sounds an awful lot like, you know, the definition of what is. You know, what's the definition of what a plume is? So I did a little Unix.
We need another volunteer. Oh, sorry.
So we did a little modification on our system here. Found a little tar. Did a little link. And so now we can make tar balls with BP. That's our junk shot.
Yeah, they photoshopped the porn off the screens of their response headquarter photos. Mr. Graham or Mr. Maynor, either?
Mr. Graham's up. Now,
Dude.
I'd like to tell everybody a funny story about Mr. Graham. He torments me on a daily basis in Atlanta because he sniffs everything. Everything.
Sorry.
And we'll be sitting at lunch in someplace like an Arby's. He's like, hey, Dave, how many people do you think have laptops in here? And I'm like, gee, Rob, I don't know. He goes, well, here's one jackass named David Maynor's local PC. I'm like, fucking hey.
Well, Dave's doing my talk for me. One of the funny things about what I do, so one of the things, a couple years ago I created
Wait, what is that?
So I created a presentation.
You know what? Wait. I got the looks, Rob got the brains. Oh, no, wait. Wait. I have a pretty redhead fiance over here. She's wearing a black dress. Fuck you.
So speaking of fiancés, so my good friend Robert Lee, he got drunk at around 6:15, like super drunk, like flights of beer kind of thing, and he proposed to his wife over SMS.
Was he down on one knee?
She hasn't responded yet.
Wait, he should be here for the epic fail.
You said proposes to his wife? Fiance.
It's better than proposing to someone else's wife.
Wait, is she his fiance if she hasn't responded?
So, Dave, how long have you been engaged now? Just fucking man up! Here and now! You're gonna set a fucking date.
Take off the panties, come on.
Dave! Grow the pair you've always wanted. Oh yes, capture this on video.
So look at him. Look at her. Would a fail be fucking around with the situation?
Dave, you do realize there's a chapel right down the hallway. No pressure, no pressure.
He's fucking.
All right, let's narrow it down to a month. We'll give you that.
Next Defcon. No pressure, D. My next Defcon.
Do we have a minister in the house?
I have never seen Maynor speechless. Ever. Ever.
That's a win.
So I'm not getting laid tonight. Thank you. Thank you all. I'm gonna be masturbating to slides from the film panel.
This shit is legally binding. She's a lawyer.
Dave, you want to borrow my twin pic images?
So, wow. This woman is the love of my life, and she's a natural redhead. And what I'd really like to do right now is listen to Rob Graham's speech. All right, you fucking marry her then.
All right, so we're taking donations for the EFF.
Wow.
That was fucking awesome.
You people all suck.
But you swallow.
So I wanted to get up here and throw David under the bus for a different reason, and now I feel like I'm gypped. So one of the things is that Dave Maynor, one of the things he's famous for is for his Apple
Goat
Wi-Fi
porn?
bugs, and they're really easy to reproduce. Anyone who has any sort of fuzzing can reproduce the bugs, right? But Apple lied and said that they didn't exist, right? So this is fairly a well-known story in the hacking community. And so David's like kind of pissed off at Apple, and over the years we've been like finding Apple vulnerabilities and hacking the Apple machines and having fun with that, kind of being pissed off. Yet David can't resist being an Apple fanboy. Can you hold up your phone, David, that you have right now?
Oh, did he not lose this one?
So how long were you in line waiting for that phone, David?
So let's talk about that date.
So
I would love a nice June wedding. I think my hair would look good in the sun. What do you think, Rich? My
So
hair?
Dave's in line for several hours waiting for that iPhone 4 to come out. And over the years, he's tried to give up his iPhone because he's gone with the iPhone, the first generation, the second generation, the third generation. And he's tried to go to the Droid or to some Windows mobile phone or some other phone, but yet he always seems to come back to the iPhone.
Hey, Elizabeth, what do you think about some kids?
So,
What do you think, 2 or 3?
Mine or yours?
I've already told you, those kids from Brazil are not actually mine.
Where the fuck do you go from here? Really? How does your relationship just evolve from this thing of mutual trust, admiration, love, kindred spirit?
Okay, so anyway,
We go to the ninja party. That's
so
where
beyond talking about Dave, so can we switch to this? Is there a? There's a secret.
yeah, first of all, don't throw your friends under the bus.
Well, see, so David and I often give talks, and that's usually the way I start them is by throwing David under the bus. So usually it's talking about how I keep hacking into his Wi-Fi stuff, and that's often pretty fun.
Would you like to tell them about Wayne Brady, or should I?
What?
Wayne Brady.
Oh yeah, so one of the funnest things is that, so we're in Vegas, and then a mutual... So David always, so I do actually get into David's email, but I actually never read them, because that's just the sort of guy I am. So we're in Vegas, some black hat, and David's going to see Wayne Brady, but he's just getting tickets. But I think it was like Elizabeth or another friend of ours were talking on the phone, and she told me that Dave's going to see Wayne Brady, but he never told me, so he didn't think I knew. And he had just gotten an email notification that the tickets had arrived. And about, 5 seconds later, I text him saying, like, Wayne Brady's a triple threat. So Dave's convinced, of course, that I'm actually reading his email and, like, have hacked into it.
That's not really funny.
So, and also,
this is a true story. This is what I live with every day.
So, and he gets an email notification back from like the person he bought the ring from or the company, and for Elizabeth. And then I mentioned like, when are you getting a ring for Elizabeth? And I'm just joking, like I don't know when he's getting a ring or proposing or anything like that. And so of course again he's convinced I'm reading his email. And fortunately, over the years, there's nothing I can do to convince him that even though I hack into his email on a regular basis, I actually never want to read what's in them.
Oh, well, I'll tell you what. If you get a blowjob and tell the girl to stop before you come, I will then believe you don't read the
There's
email.
this button here.
No.
Oh, you put down two things and you right-click.
Man, this was the suckiest fell panel ever. God, that's saying something.
Oh, click on that there.
I'm going to show you all my nipples if this keeps up. I'm just going to take my shirt off.
Dear God, no.
Click extend. Sorry, I'm using Windows here.
And here's a fail. Mr. Robert Graham does not know how to use Windows.
Okay. So I want to talk about Dave, of course, to throw him in the bus. But I didn't really have much content here. I sort of drawn into this in the last minute. So literally last minute.
Little do you know that Rob Graham is actually a highly paid PowerPoint template designer. And this is the nouveau riche PowerPoint
It goes
template.
onto this screen, though.
P. Diddy uses this one at his white parties.
So we'll just deal with this. So what I've been running here while we've been talking is a little, you know what an evil twin is? It's when
Jesus Christ, you're running it here?
Yeah, so I'm running it live. So Dave's paranoid because we get to a bar, and so here's what happens. We meet at a bar, like maybe a Hooters or something, and we sit down, and I pull up my laptop, I open the cover. At that point, David says, oh shit. He checks it, pulls out his phone, makes sure the Wi-Fi's off on his phone. He pulls out his laptop, makes sure the Wi-Fi's off on his laptop. Otherwise, I'll get into his email again. So anyway, I want to talk about evil twin stuff, because I've been doing Wi-Fi monitoring for a while. And
if you want his iPhone, it's right here. I can just hand it to you.
I already own it. I mean, I don't need physical access to it. So we talked about evil twin, and Rich actually. So Rich demoed this a couple years ago, so I thought I'd do a similar sort of thing, because with cell phones, a lot of people have Wi-Fi turned on. And so actually in this audience, there's about 50 or so people that have Wi-Fi on their cell phones turned on. And so